Well, we're back right here in the studio, and I hope you enjoyed that report. We have become a hub for media right here in the state of Kuwait, Muhammad.
Exactly, our lovely country Kuwait, with a lot of people, including entrepreneurs, artists, and well-known people, are dedicating themselves to rise and do the impossible to make the name of our lovely country Kuwait well recognized for all over the world.
Yes, that's true, Muhammad. And as usual, the camera crew have been very busy.
Always.
We have a lot of great reports to get our audience caught up on tonight's episode. We're going to get to our next report, and it's dealing with the Kuwait climate. Stay tuned for this report.
Stay tuned for the next guest. The climate in Kuwait. Kuwait has a hyper-arid desert climate that is highly variable with recurrent extremes. The climate is marked by 4 distinct seasons, with long, hot and dry summers and short winters. Maximum daily temperatures can reach up to 50 degrees during summer, in which there is no rainfall. Rainfall is concentrated in the winter and spring months. Rainfall totals are highly variable from year to year, and drought is a recurrent phenomenon. The average annual rainfall is typically approximately 112 millimeters per year and varies from 75 to 150 millimeters per year. The annual recorded rainfall levels at Kuwait International Airport have been as low as 34.4 millimeters and as high as 218 millimeters, while a level of 319.5 millimeters was recorded in Al-Maradim Island in October 2013. The weather in Kuwait, especially in summer, can be dusty, but that's not the case all the time. The dusty weather can be accompanied by windy weather alongside humidity. Humidity is highly expected in summers of Kuwait.
ذاكرة الأيام يا كويت الفخر، اسمك الباقي على مر الزمان، يحفظك ربي لنا طول العمر، عايشين بأرضك بخير وأمان.
فيك القلب وبيت وبكل طيب وصيت، هذا علم الكويت
السماء عالي
يا ديرة الطيبين، بالشدة أو بالليل في كل وقت وحين قدرك هو الغار.
مشعل أمير الشعب واحنا معاه بحب، نمضي سوا بالدرب بإذن الله الوالي.
مشعل أمير الشعب واحنا معاه بحب، نمضي سوا بالدرب بإذن الله الوالي.
مشعل أمير الشعب واحنا معاه بحب، نمضي سوا بالدرب بإذن الله الوالي.
ذاكرة الأيام يا كويت الفخر، اسمك الباقي على مر الزمان، يحفظك ربي لنا طول العمر، عايشين بأرضك بخير وأمان.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and our first guest of the evening is Ms. Miriam Khan, writer. So Miriam, good evening and welcome back to Hala Kuwait. It's really a pleasure to have you again with us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me back.
It's really our pleasure. So let's say you've witnessed like a lot of stories about writers. You met a lot of writers, but in your point of view, how can writers be writers? Who inspires the writers?
Everyone's going to have a very different journey with this. Sometimes, you know, we see very famous authors, J.K. Rowling. We've heard about people being on a bus or in a car, or obviously a passenger in a car. Maybe they've written in their spare time at the weekend. They're inspired by someone, or they're inspired by a particular story. So I think sometimes that journey starts with that inspiration. It could be you've gone to a college course, university course. Perhaps someone in your family was a poet. You know, it doesn't have to just be writing a story. It could be different forms of writing. But there's some little star, some little hope, and you start writing. And it's very difficult sometimes getting to the point where you either publish it or you just keep it all together for you. You know, I've known people pass on like journals from great-great-grandparents, for example.
Are they shy to publish it?
Yeah, which is you know, sad, because some of the poetry, mashallah, is beautiful. You know, and it doesn't matter which language, you know, obviously the fact you're writing, the fact that you've got passion, the fact that you're actually putting ideas down, that's the main thing.
Exactly.
But some people feel quite embarrassed. You know, what if some people take, you know, make the fun out of me or say something, you know?
It can happen.
So that's hard.
It can happen. And we're also looking forward for your latest project. You're
Yes.
writing a book, I believe now, or you finished writing
I've
it?
just finished one. It had taken me over 2 years, believe it or not.
Congratulations. that's great.
Alhamdulillah, thank you,
Alhamdulillah.
Mabruk, to me. I've done the paperback version of that one, and it's called Letters to Heal My Inner Wounded Child. Right now I'm working on the hardback and the Kindle version, and as you can imagine, that's another labour of sort of like love and sort of like frustration, but it's a journey you have to trying to persevere with, so you can work on it.
Well, that's really great. So we would like to know, we're really curious to know, what was the most challenging part of writing this book, your latest project? And also, definitely you met a lot of people who tell you, we want to write something, we have a story in our minds, they can describe it to you, you can get engaged of the way they talk, but they don't write anything at the very end. So tell us about those sides, please.
One of my close Kuwaiti friends, believe it or not, that I've known for over 7 years, when I said that I was starting one of my writing books and stories, he said to me, I want to do what you're doing, but I just don't know how to do it, and I don't want to be sat at a desk writing. I don't want to be writing on a pad. I don't want to be doing this. And one day he was on a phone call to me, and he was telling me verbally what his story was. And I said, just pause. And he said, why? I said, pause a minute. So I said, with your permission, can I record you on, I had another like recording device. He said, yeah, sure. And I started recording him. I said, okay. And I started asking him questions. What's your chapter? What's your first introduction? What's chapter 1? What's chapter 2? And without him realizing, within 30 minutes, he had his book planned.
Wow.
Sorted, characters enabled. And then he was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my, have I really just put a plot together? I said, you have. And it doesn't matter if you've done it verbally, the fact is you've put it down. Now you can remember it and go back to it. So obviously once we'd had that conversation, I sent him the recording, and he's still working on that book. And you know yourself, life can have challenges. So you might be busy with family. You might be busy with your full-time job. This is another job that you do. You might be busy with children, you know, parents, traveling, but also at the same time you're trying to work on this little passion, which is your writing as well. So that's a challenge.
Exactly. I believe you have a lot of writing techniques, Miriam, you shared with us previously, and also we'd like to remind our viewers about your specific writing techniques, and also the techniques you believe would make a successful writer for others also.
So obviously first you've got to have an idea. And the main thing is making sure that whatever that idea is, you start plotting that down, whether it's in a journal, whether you start adding notes to it. Keep that somewhere safe, somewhere with you. Because like I said, you could be traveling, you might be on a 5, 6, 7 hour flight, you know, maybe longer sometimes. And other than sleeping, an idea might come to you, you might not be able to write it down. Nowadays we have amazing technology. We have iPhones, iPads. Some people prefer to just jot things down that way. That's fine too. You know, I found that when I was traveling to different places, especially in the summer, if that was my vacation time from teaching, that was my time to energize. So I would make sure that I would go somewhere quiet, you know, somewhere that I could relax and recharge the batteries, as we say. And that was also my time to sit and reflect and think about, what am I going to do? How am I going to start writing? Where are my ideas? So I would use Google Drive. Rather than, you know, back to the old days where you'd have a floppy disk or a memory stick. Nowadays everything's digital with the cloud.
Exactly.
The difficulty sometimes though is when you travel to different countries, you might not always have internet packages. So it's good to have things offline. Sometimes with Word, other documents, things get lost too. So nowadays, with the world's gone digital, if you have it on something like Google Drive and make sure it's offline mode, you can access it wherever you are, which is the beauty of it.
Well, that's really great. So with all, like, let's say, the shortcuts to becoming a writer, and as you mentioned, your friend's story and how you made the, like, how you helped your friend to make his plot for his story, and all the, let's say, the comfortable ways to write a story. Why still some people, we can witness a lot of people, they stop writing, they quit writing, they are shy still to publish their work, or let's say they take this, we talked about it before, it's like the writer's block. Why all of this happens?
Sometimes we go through different phases. You know, sometimes, even me, you go through a phase where you're frustrated with a particular book or a chapter or a character. Sometimes you go through this thing of like self-loathing, thinking, this is not good enough, this is not going to make millions, this is not going to be a bestseller. But if you're going to have that attitude, then you're not going to be positive about anything. Just think about maybe selling one. Think about maybe just trying to publish it, because writing it in the first place, editing it, getting it edited, doing the book cover, doing the sleeve of the book, I've done all of these things myself. I've been determined not to pay someone else. I know that sounds maybe crazy, but it made me more determined to take ownership of my entire book myself.
Exactly.
You know, and
determination and control.
Yeah,
also.
but also you learn different techniques and tools. So even though you know, the prior books I've published, the technology has changed in the time that I've come back. So I had to relearn. Okay, I'm not going to get frustrated. I'm going to be calm. I'll walk away. I'll come back. You know, if the margins are out of sync, for example, and you're trying to get the book right or the page right, it's about having that determination. And sometimes as well, we have some friends that aren't positive, you know, and we have that niggling doubt in the back of our head that says, you know, don't publish it. People will make fun of you. You know, that type of negative talk that you have.
You can talk to yourself about that, and then you cancel everything.
Then you cancel everything. Or someone's, at the back of your head, you're thinking, oh, no one's going to ever read it. Someone's going to make fun of you. These negative doubts come into your head. And you have to keep persevering and saying, okay, this is for me. I'm publishing it for me. And I think that change of like outlook sometimes can help. There's also books there that need to be written. So sometimes if you're doing like a self-help book, like some of them I have done, recent one I had a friend of mine reading one of my other books that he'd not had a chance to come to, and he said, Miriam, I was crying with the character because wow, this was too painful, the chapter and the episode they went through, but where did this come from? And I said, you know, it's funny because sometimes that idea will come to me, and sometimes I'm sat writing crying as well, and I'm not a crier, but you feel the emotion of the character. But sometimes you need to close it and walk away. So that can be frustrating for people too.
It can be really like touching and also passionate a lot of times. I'm really wondering sometimes, me and also our viewers, always I've got these questions, people wondering around me, not asking me, like asking about writers. Why do writers write?
For me personally, I wanted to leave like a legacy, but also to help people too in the world, especially when you've gone through difficult times or you've gone through happy times. But it's something that will forever be in the world. When sadly we've gone away and we're no longer here anymore, we leave that legacy for other people to keep reading. I mean, I'm sure you can recall brilliant authors that you've read and you wish that you could have them here on an interview, you know, but sadly they're not with us anymore. And we still keep reading these books.
Exactly.
They're still there. It doesn't matter if they've gone into a Kindle.
Somehow they live with us.
Yes, correct. They're still alive. through that book.
Exactly.
So that's one beautiful way of thinking about it that way.
Exactly. And one of the most important things during writing, especially like we hear sometimes, like when it comes to a TV series, especially TV series specifically, some people might skip it on theater or on films when they go to cinema. It can be more, let's say on cinema, the director might like distract you from the script, and in theater the actors can distract you from the script, but the quality of the TV series, the core of it, is the writer. And also when it comes to writing books, you have to develop characters. We've heard a lot, I'm just giving you an example, it's like a reflection of how writers must be good. Like you've heard a lot of TV series cancelled after one season because the poor writing and the poor storytelling. So how do you develop characters and storylines? Is it something complicated? Is it something easy to do, or you decide it before you write the story? Or it can lead you?
Well, sometimes they can lead you and surprise you as well. And obviously when you're deciding on a book, sometimes the title might not come to you straight away. Sometimes the character or the chapter might. And one of the good things is when you're using like book templates, you can start writing the character. But it's making sure that character's got interest, making sure you can relate to them, because whatever the position is, someone understands. So for example, in my most recent book, one of the characters is talking to his younger self when he's gone through trauma, and the trauma was his mum has left him. I'm not going to give too much spoilers away, but his father sadly in an accident passes away, and he's a young child talking back, you know, as an adult, trying to help himself go through that difficult time. And we all wish we had someone like that. So when I was writing about him, I was thinking of different people that could relate to him. Choosing a character, it could be a grandparent, it could be a mother, father, it could even be someone of school age. They can all relate to that particular character. There's an aspect. And that's what I mean. So when you're developing that character, when you're in that planning stage, you'll be thinking of particular things that the audience can appeal to. Sometimes, like we both said, it has to go on pause because it can be upsetting, or you've run out of ideas for that person. You want to keep writing, and that's when you have to take that little break. And like we said, you know, you might be frustrated and you come back.
Exactly.
But it's making sure that you persevere and you carry on writing about something the audience can engage with.
Exactly. I'm getting my enthusiasm is
Good,
getting high.
I'm glad.
And now you're encouraging me for writing, and we're really thankful to you. But what about our viewers who have started writing now and they're starting to have writing career? What kind of advice you would like to give to them?
I'd say don't give up. Even if you are writing small segments, even recently, one of the things I've started doing, and I didn't realize I was doing it, was I might have not written a whole book, but I did like quotes. And the quotes don't have to be like, you know, a William Shakespeare style quote. It could be just something. So for example, if a friendship has been good and I want to write a quote about it, start small and just make sure that you've written a date on it in your journal or wherever it is you're writing, and put, you know, the date, the time, whatever it is, keep adding to it. Because that for me now is ironically going to become a book. Do you get what I mean? A book can be, it can be up to you how you do it. There's different types of books now.
It's the way you shape it up. We're really thankful to you, Ms. Mariam, for being this evening with us on Hala Kuwait. And we're really looking forward for your next work. Inshallah. And hope to see you soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you for
many thanks. The viewers we just had with us, Ms. Mariam Khan, a writer. Now, let's go and share with you a third report of the evening. It's about Kuwait Annual Nuclear Medicine Conference, GCC Governance and the International Collaboration. So let's have a look at it and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the next guest.
Good evening, dear viewers. Today we're at Jumeirah Hotel in the ballroom where the Nuclear Kuwaiti Annual Medicine Conference kicks off to discover the latest developments in nuclear medicine. Stay tuned as we watch this report together.
We're holding our conference to highlight all the advancement and the fast advancement in nuclear medicine. In terms of technology, diagnostic, and therapy, we're going to discuss multiple systems, including cardiac, pediatrics, endocrine, as well as vascular. We're also going to discuss the oncology, the cancer diseases, and their treatment. We're hoping that we can exchange our experiences and share knowledge to enhance our profession and our training. We're also initiating a platform, digital platform, to help the patients to reach out to their tests and find out all the information that they need prior to performing their tests in our departments in nuclear medicine, which will be standardized and it will be dispersed among all nuclear medicine departments. The aim is to strengthen the bonds between the Gulf countries, building bridges, and hopefully we will have a nuclear medicine trajectory starting from Kuwait, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Under the patronage of Ministry of Health and His Excellency, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Abdul Wahab Al-Awadi, we had the opening of the annual Nuclear Medicine Conference with the GCC convergence. This conference is organized by the Nuclear Medicine Council, and the conference is being held to reflect the vision, the future vision of our specialty, with gathering a lot of expertise in the field and the related fields as well. This conference will take place for 3 consecutive days, starting from today, 13th, up to 15th of February. We're happy and pleased to share the knowledge with other specialities, and happy to join everyone. Thank you.
We advanced technology company since from 1980s. We are providing the innovative technology, medical technology to the market. And now we are here for the annual nuclear medicine conference in Jumeirah Hotel ballroom from 13 to 15. Company is covering all Kuwait for radiology market and all other segment too in medical care. We are the company covering 95% of the market share in radiology market, and now we are showcasing our new equipments for PET CT. Omni Legend is an AI-enabled technology, and it is very less time can do the complete scanning without any interruption, and within less than 4 minutes it's covering the full cover of scanning and auto reconstruction by deep learning technology. This is nobody can provide. During this conference we are showcasing to our technology to this region, and all specialists are coming, and this is a big event in nuclear medicine segment. Thank you very much for coming everybody, and join us in our booth to see our new technology. Thank you.